Imagine you are standing on the edge of the solar system, looking back. The sun, that burning, roaring furnace that fills your entire sky from Earth, is now just a bright star. You could cover it with your thumb, and beneath your feet, the ground is nitrogen ice, so smooth in places it looks like someone polished it. Vast white plains stretch in every direction, interrupted by mountains of frozen water rising 3 kilometers into an atmosphere so thin it barely exists, hauntingly, impossibly beautiful. For a moment, standing here feels almost peaceful. But here's the terrifying part. The temperature is minus 230 degrees Celsius. Your body doesn't freeze slowly. It stops. Every biological process you depend on simply ceases, faster than thought. The silence isn't quiet. It's the total, absolute absence of anything that has ever made a sound. No wind, no movement, no signal from home reaches you in real time. Earth's reply to your distress call would arrive 4.5 hours later. You are more alone than any human being has ever been. When NASA's New Horizons probe flew past Pluto in 2015, after traveling 9 years and 5 billion kilometers, it had just 30 minutes of close encounter time. 30 minutes to photograph a world we had never truly seen. And what it found defied everything. A heart. A massive, pale, heart-shaped glacier sitting on the surface, so enormous it would stretch across half of the United States. Scientists named it Tombaugh Regio. Nobody expected a heart. Nobody can fully explain why it's there. But everything changes now. Because the closer you look at Pluto, the more wrong it feels. The mountains shouldn't exist. Pluto is too small, too cold, too far from any gravitational force strong enough to sculpt terrain like this. The nitrogen plains are geologically young, which means something is reshaping the surface, actively, right now, on a world with no internal heat source we can identify. And then there's the atmosphere. It shouldn't exist either. At this distance from the sun, Pluto's air should have frozen solid and collapsed onto the ground billions of years ago. Yet it breathes. A thin haze of nitrogen and methane drifting kilometers above the surface, glowing blue in New Horizons cameras. Blue. On the edge of everything. Blue. But that isn't even the worst part. Beyond Pluto lies the Kuiper Belt, a vast graveyard of ancient objects left over from the formation of the solar system. Objects that have been circling out here, unseen, untouched, since before Earth existed. New Horizons flew through it. It found Arakoth, a contact binary, 2 primordial lobes fused together, red and strange, and older than anything you have ever stood on. Scientists studying its shape realized they were looking at the original building block of planets, the very first stage of world creation, preserved in the dark like a fossil. The solar system's oldest secret, just sitting there, waiting. And somewhere beyond even that, something is pulling on the outer planets, a gravitational tug that shouldn't exist. Some researchers call it Planet 9, a hypothetical world, perhaps 10 times the mass of Earth, hiding so far out in the darkness that sunlight reaching it would be weaker than starlight reaching us.